It's the Weather Xtreme video, the morning edition for Monday, the 22nd of February. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather wet at times today, but the focus will be on the threat of severe storms late tomorrow and tomorrow night into early Wednesday. So let's dive in and discuss things. Water vapor satellite view got a trough west of the state, a stalled surface boundary just north of Alabama, and that will allow for unsettled weather today and again, the threat of pretty active storms by late tomorrow and tomorrow night. A very mild February morning. We're starting off the day in the 50s and 60s. Birmingham at 62. We'll probably stay in the 60s much of the day today, but a few spots may be approaching 70. Around the nation, it's colder to the north of that stalled surface front, but the really cold air is locked up in Canada for now. There's the watch warning map. Things relatively quiet as we start this day. We have winter weather advisories for parts of Colorado. Really, that's about it. That was a peek at our radar, by the way, this morning at 4:57. We note some thunder around Lincoln, east of Birmingham, and we'll see occasional showers and storms today and tonight, but again, severe weather not expected today. The risk today will be well to the west of here. The risk of severe weather around the Rio Grande of southwest Texas. But tomorrow and tomorrow night, this is the big picture. We've got the standard slight risk all the way from Houston to Columbus, Georgia. You can see the enhanced risk over parts of southeast Louisiana, South Mississippi, South Alabama. This is a closer look at our state. And understand this risk runs until 6 a.m. Wednesday. And the core threat's going to be tomorrow night. In our state, the enhanced risk, the orange areas, south of a line from near York to Marion to Verbena and Auburn, much of South Alabama. The standard slight risk is for areas south of a line from near Millport to Gardendale to Jacksonville. That would include Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Anniston. A marginal risk up into the Tennessee Valley, including Huntsville, Decatur, and Scottsboro. Of course, we'll take a look at the specifics on this in just a moment. And then on day 3, which is during the day Wednesday, after 6 a.m., the risk is east of the state on the South Atlantic coast. Hey, a lot of rain here. This is the 5-day rain through Saturday morning. And this is suggesting some 2- and 3-inch rains for parts of central Alabama. So we'll have to watch for some potential flooding issues along the way. So here we go. This is today at noon. You can see the shortwave energy off to the west, and down below that with a stalled surface front, we'll expect occasional showers and thunderstorms today and tonight. It's not going to rain all day, but it could rain at any time today and tonight. And again, you might hear some thunder, but severe weather not expected. This is noon tomorrow. That surface low is north of Houston, 999 millibars. And again, tomorrow morning, no problems, but let's go to midnight tomorrow night. The surface low is under 1,000 millibars, 992 millibars, a little west of Starkville. And for a classic severe weather episode for the I-20 corridor, you'd like to see that a little farther north, up maybe north of Memphis. But still, obviously, central and South Alabama at least will see a risk of severe weather from this. And then Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock, the surface low drops to 989 millibars, approaching Nashville. And it's going to be one of these nighttime deals, unfortunately. It's easier to deal with these during the day, and that we've got the spotters out and we've got the live streams and we can see things a little better during the day. Of course, the big question as always is instability. And this is off the 4-kilometer NAM at midnight tomorrow night, or 12 a.m. Wednesday. And you can see the instabilities over 1,000 joules are in the shades of blue there over South Alabama. And that could be a limiting factor, especially for the Tennessee Valley of North Alabama. I don't think they have problems, but certainly the southern half of the state will. And that's the big question mark. Can the instability values rise and exceed 500 to 750 joules per kilogram? Very possible. A lot of times the models underestimate instability in the cool season. But boy, everything else is just screaming. How about the low-level jet? 65 to 70 knots. That is screaming at 850 millibars, about 5,000 feet off the ground. And again, all of this is valid at midnight tomorrow night. This is the bulk shear between 0 and 6 kilometers. Very robust values. Ramping up to almost 70 knots there. And that certainly could mean we could see some rotating storms and potential for a few tornadoes. And speaking of that, this is the STP, the significant tornado parameter, at midnight tomorrow night. And you can see that the units are highest south of Interstate 20, and that's where certainly I think the focus will be. From Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and Anniston south, and especially south of US 80 in that enhanced risk. And for those in that zone, central and south Alabama, all modes of severe weather possible. A few tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds. And I'd say the core threat is going to be from about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening until 4 a.m. Wednesday. I guess something might get going a little before 6 o'clock, but the main threat comes after 6 o'clock. Again, most of this will be at night, unfortunately. So being a nighttime event, you know the deal. Be sure your weather radio is working. And if you look, come on, let's get real. If you're watching these videos, you're going to know what's happening. But you need to go tell your neighbors, the ones that don't watch these videos, what's going on. This is the projected reflectivity off the high-resolution NAM at midnight tomorrow night. And again, that's a little concerning in that the activity looks more cellular instead of linear. And again, that would suggest perhaps a higher tornado threat. So just something to watch, and we will certainly be doing that. All right, this is Wednesday at noon. The severe weather threat will be over for us. The surface low is up around Louisville, Kentucky. Still 989 millibars. Got a strip of snow up in the cold air north of that thing. And then this is Thursday at noon. And we will see cooler air dropping in here. In fact, we might stay in the 40s a good chunk of the day, Wednesday and Thursday. And this is suggesting a chance of snow flurries down into Kentucky and Tennessee on the backside of that. But no issues here. Friday will be a brighter day. Sunny, the high go back in the mid-50s. How about the weekend, you ask? Saturday looks beautiful, sunny with a high around 60, and Sunday could not be better, mostly sunny with low and mid-60s. Week from today, the 29th of February. Yeah, leap year. Vortex north of the Great Lakes, a cold front approaching that might bring a few showers. This is the end of the forecast period. Wednesday, the middle of next week, the 2nd of March. Pretty good little trough coming in, a surface low passing through. That looks pretty wet. Check the teleconnections. The AO is negative, but around the 1st of March, it tries to go positive. It's basically hugging the neutral line, and the NAO tries to go negative in a week or so. Then it goes positive. And again, we just don't see any sign of any really cold air. You can see into March, we're in the 60s. But again, you know what I'm going to say here. We always have cold snaps in March. Winter's not over yet. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.